Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for coming on pretty short notice. You know, there's just a few moments, I think, or a few windows in time when a campaign for governor is going on where there's a real clear contrast between the two people who are likely to be Ohio's next governor. And this is one of those moments. And the differences couldn't be more clear, in my opinion. Now, one of the unique powers of the governor is the governor represents the whole state, not just one district. And there's a time when a governor should stand up if a legislative body gets off track and say, this is what's right and this is what's wrong. And if a legislature gets off on the wrong track and it heads in an extreme direction, the governor has the power and the responsibility to do something about it. And Governor Kasich has the opportunity to do something about this budget that has just been approved by the legislature. My feelings about it are quite clear. There's several things that I object to it very, very strongly that are contained in the budget. First of all, I would just say overall that this budget is just a train wreck for the middle class. What you're seeing happening is you're seeing income tax for the very wealthiest people in the state being paid for by really increasing the tax burden overall on the middle class and the poor. We have a tax shift that is being proposed in this state, and it's indefensible in my opinion, to raise sales taxes and to make sure that any property tax levies are also increased for the state to walk away from their commitment there as well. It means that for ordinary Ohioans, middle-class Ohioans, poor Ohioans, they're getting stuck with an enormous bill, and the wealthiest Ohioans are getting an average of a $6,000 tax cut. And it's at this point in our economic history where working families are still struggling, that's an especially ill-conceived idea. Now, on top of all that, to include the attacks on women's health care that has been contained in this budget is just adding insult to injury. From defunding Planned Parenthood, which over 100,000 Ohio women rely on for services, everything from cancer screening to birth control, to the restrictions now on rape crisis centers. These types of divisive restrictions have no place in a budget bill. And of course, there was no opportunity to have a fair and free and open debate on those. They were tucked in to a budget bill and ran through at the last moment. This whole moment in time shows a real clear difference between the two people that want to be governor of your state. But it is not too late for the governor. He has an opportunity to show some courage, even though a lot of his budget proposals were thrown out by the legislature. He still has at least this brief window where he can try to do something about it, try to do something where he can stand up for middle-class Ohioans and the poor in Ohio. He still has an opportunity to use his veto power to tell the legislature to go back to the drawing board and get it right when it comes to those economic issues, those taxation issues, and those issues that are going to affect women's health. If I were governor, I would, and this governor should. Any questions?